In a packed courtroom, a decorated black Navy SEAL stands tall, his medals gleaming under the fluorescent lights, accused of a crime he didn't commit. When a rogue cop delivers a brutal kick to his chest in front of a stunned judge, the room erupts in chaos. But what happens next will leave you speechless. This SEAL isn't just a hero. He's a force of nature, and he's about to strike back in a way no one saw coming. Buckle up for a story of betrayal, redemption, and jaw-dropping twists that'll keep you glued to your seat. If you're ready for an unforgettable ride, hit that subscribe button and join us for this explosive tale. The courtroom in downtown Norfolk, Virginia, hummed with tension on a sweltering July morning. Marcus Kane, a 38-year-old Navy SEAL with 15 years of service, stood at the defendant's table, his broad shoulders squared, his dark eyes scanning the room. His dress blues, adorned with a silver star and 2 bronze stars, told a story of valor, but today, those medals felt like weights dragging him into a nightmare. Marcus faced charges of assaulting a police officer, a charge he knew was a lie spun by a corrupt system desperate to bury him. The air was thick with whispers from the gallery, a mix of supporters and skeptics, all waiting to see if this decorated hero would fall. Asterisk across the room, Officer Derek Holt, a 12-year veteran of the Norfolk PD, sat smugly, his arms crossed. Holt had a reputation for bending the rules, but his version of events from that rainy night 3 months ago had painted Marcus as a violent thug. According to Holt, Marcus had attacked him unprovoked during a routine traffic stop, leaving him with a bruised jaw and a fractured ego. The truth, Marcus knew, was far uglier. Holt had targeted him, provoked him, and when Marcus refused to back down, the officer fabricated the assault to cover his own misconduct. But proving that in a courtroom, stacked against him, felt like climbing a mountain with no gear. Asterisk, the judge, a stern woman named Evelyn Carter, banged her gavel, silencing the murmurs. She adjusted her glasses and peered at Marcus. "You've served this country honorably, Mr. Kane," she said, her voice measured. "But these are serious allegations. I expect you to respect this court." Marcus nodded, his jaw tight. He'd faced death in Fallujah and Mogadishu, but this being judged in his own country cut deeper than any bullet. His lawyer, a wiry public defender named Sarah Nguyen, leaned in. "Stay calm, Marcus," she whispered. "We'll expose Holt's lies. Just give me time." Asterisk as the trial began, Holt took the stand, spinning his tale with practiced ease. He described Marcus as aggressive, volatile, a man who'd snapped over a simple traffic violation. He gestured to a faint scar on his cheek, claiming it was from Marcus's fist. The prosecutor, a slick man named Gerald Pratt, nodded approvingly, guiding Holt through his story like a director coaching an actor. Sarah objected repeatedly, pointing out inconsistencies, but Judge Carter seemed unmoved, her rulings favoring the prosecution. Marcus felt the walls closing in, his faith in justice crumbling. Asterisk, then came the first twist. During a recess, Sarah rushed to Marcus with a flash drive. "I got this from an anonymous source," she said, her eyes wide. "It's body cam footage from Holt's partner that night. The department claimed it was lost, but someone leaked it." Marcus's heart raced. Could this be the break they needed? Back in court, Sarah fought to admit the footage, arguing it was critical evidence. Pratt objected furiously, claiming chain of custody issues, but Judge Carter, after a tense deliberation, allowed it. The courtroom dimmed as the grainy video played on a projector. Asterisk, the footage showed a different story. That night, Holt had pulled Marcus over for a broken taillight, a pretext Marcus knew, since his truck was pristine. Holt's tone was hostile from the start, taunting Marcus about his military service, calling him a show-off with those shiny medals. When Marcus calmly asked for a supervisor, Holt shoved him against the truck, shouting racial slurs caught clearly on the audio. Marcus didn't fight back, his hands raised, but Holt's partner, Officer Ryan Mills, hesitated, his voice on the video urging Holt to calm down. Then, Holt threw a punch, grazing Marcus's jaw. Marcus dodged, restraining himself, but Holt later claimed that dodge was an assault. The courtroom gasped as the video ended. Holt's face PALING. Sarah seized the moment, calling Mills to the stand. The young officer, visibly nervous, admitted Holt had pressured him to stay silent. "I didn't want to lie," Mills said, his voice shaking, "but Holt said he'd ruin my career." The gallery erupted, and Judge Carter slammed her gavel. "Order!" she demanded. Marcus felt a flicker of hope, but it was short-lived. Pratt, unruffled, produced a surprise witness, a civilian named Carla Vance, who claimed she saw Marcus throw the first punch. Her story was polished, too polished, and Marcus's gut told him she was bought. Sarah's cross-examination shook. Carla's credibility, she couldn't recall basic details, but the damage was done. Doubt lingered in the jurors' eyes. The trial dragged into its third day, and tensions boiled over. During a heated exchange, Holt, seated near the prosecution, muttered a slur under his breath, loud enough for Marcus to hear. Marcus's fists clenched, but he stayed silent, his discipline forged in battle. Holt, sensing weakness, stood to approach the stand, claiming he needed to clarify his testimony. As he passed Marcus, he deliberately kicked him hard in the chest, knocking him back against the table. The courtroom froze. Sarah shouted, "Objection!" That was assault. Spectators screamed, and Judge Carter's gavel was a thunderclap. "Officer Holt, what is the meaning of this?" she demanded. Holt smirked, claiming Marcus had lunged at him, but the lie was flimsy. Bailiffs rushed forward, but Marcus, his chest throbbing, stood tall. "I'm fine, Your Honor," he said, his voice steady but laced with steel. "I've taken worse hits." The judge ordered Holt detained, but Pratt argued for his release, calling it a misunderstanding. To everyone's shock, Carter agreed, releasing Holt pending review. Marcus's supporters in the gallery booed, and Sarah whispered, "This isn't over. We'll use this, *." That night, Marcus sat in his cell, replaying the kick, the trial, the betrayal. He'd fought for his country, saved lives, only to be treated like a criminal. But he wasn't done. Sarah visited, her eyes blazing. "I dug into Holt's past," she said. "He's been investigated for excessive force before, but the cases were buried. And Carla? She's his cousin's ex-wife, paid to lie." Marcus nodded, his resolve hardening. "Let's take him down," he said. The next day, Sarah called a surprise witness, Detective Lena Brooks, a whistleblower from Internal Affairs. Brooks revealed a pattern of misconduct by Holt, including falsified reports and coerced witnesses. She'd been stonewalled by the department, but had saved evidence, including texts between Holt and Carla arranging her testimony. The jury leaned forward, riveted. Pratt's objections grew desperate, but Judge Carter allowed Brooks to continue. Then came the bombshell. Brooks produced a second video, this one from a street camera, showing Holt planting a bag of drugs in Marcus's truck, after the stop, a failed attempt to frame him further. The courtroom exploded in outrage. Holt, cornered, took the stand again, his confidence gone. Sarah tore into him, her questions relentless. "Why did you lie about the assault, officer? Why did you plant evidence?" Holt stammered, his story unraveling. Finally he snapped, shouting, "He's a thug in a uniform. He doesn't belong here." The slur was unmistakable, and the jury's faces hardened. Judge Carter ordered Holt removed, this time in cuffs. But the drama wasn't over. As the trial neared its end, a new figure emerged. Captain James Whitaker, Marcus's former SEAL commander. Whitaker, a grizzled veteran, testified about Marcus's character, recounting missions where Marcus risked his life for others. "He's the best of us," Whitaker said, his voice cracking. "This man's no criminal, he's a hero." The jury was visibly moved, and Marcus felt tears prick his eyes. The first time he'd wavered, in closing arguments, Sarah painted Marcus as a victim of systemic corruption, a black veteran targeted for standing tall. Pratt tried to salvage the case, but his words fell flat. After a tense deliberation, the jury returned, not guilty. The gallery erupted in cheers, and Marcus exhaled years of weightlifting. Judge Carter, her expression softening, dismissed the charges and ordered an investigation into Holt's actions. As Marcus left the courtroom, supporters mobbed him, chanting his name. But Marcus wasn't done striking back. With Sarah's help, he filed a federal lawsuit against Holt and the department, exposing a network of corrupt officers. The case sparked national headlines, and Marcus became a symbol of resilience. Months later, Holt faced criminal charges, and the department underwent a sweeping reform. Marcus, though scarred, returned to his community, mentoring young veterans and speaking out against injustice. His fight wasn't just for himself, it was for every hero betrayed by the system they swore to protect. As Marcus stood on a stage at a veterans rally, his medals gleaming once more, he looked out at the crowd. "I didn't fight for glory," he said, "I fought for truth. And I'll keep fighting, because that's what SEALs do." The crowd roared, and Marcus knew at last he'd won more than a trial. He'd reclaimed his honor. Ending request: wow, what a journey. If Marcus's story gripped you as much as it did us, hit that subscribe button and share this video to spread the word. We want to hear from you. Drop a comment and let us know which part of the country you're watching from. Are you in Virginia, like Marcus, or maybe California, New York, or Texas? Tell us below, and let's keep this conversation going.